Hey guys, and welcome back to Let's Play Devil May Cry 3. Mission 18, the big one.
Well then, let's wrap up this crazy party, shall we? Gotta clean up the mess Father left behind.
Ooh, we get to invade hell. Well, the mission number 18 was on a newspaper as it flew past. That one wasn't too subtle. So this mission is going to be a long one. I am doing the whole thing for those who've played this before. So sit back, relax, get something nice to eat, and I hope you enjoy. Ooh. This doesn't look like hell. It's rather pretty. So we have the option of taking a little portal back to the human world. Not that we would want to at this point. Let's explore this crazy place. Reminds me of towards the end of Devil May Cry 1. How the hell are we going to get across here? Ah. It's the old Mario Galaxy trick. But this game came out first. Also, that effect is completely visual. That path is actually already there, just invisible. As we can see with our doppelganger friend. So we have what appears to be a black hole in the background. Yeah, a little creepy. Welcome to the damned chessboard. Yes, all those chess pieces in the game had to be leading up to something. It's all leading up to this. So they're all here. Bishops, pawns, rooks, knights, and a couple new faces. Like this queen. This queen is very dangerous and annoying, so I recommend taking her out nice and early. She's grayed out right now, inactive, but should become active soon enough. The pieces on this board can randomly become inactive and won't move around or attack you. There she goes. Then they'll wake up eventually. Get out of my way. So she flies around the board like that. Once she starts charging, she won't stop until she hits an edge. Which is why I recommend sitting in a corner and bringing her to you. Because she will come to you, trust me. Now you get out of my way, sweet bishop. This is between me and the queen. Gotcha. Now with that annoyance out of the way, we can focus on the king. Of course, killing the king wins you the game. Whoa! What trickery is this? Yes, the king is protected by the rooks. Makes sense, right? The rooks will swap places with him in order to protect him from you. God, we've got a big clusterfuck here. Now there's two ways to do this. You can either kill all the rooks on the board so they don't trade with him anymore. Or you can do it the easy way and just power it. After he swaps, there's a short cooldown on the ability. So if you chase him down and attack him again, you'll be able to get some hits in. What's Quicksilver good at? Making small windows bigger ones. Whoa, laser. Yeah, I saw that laser, you thought you were being sneaky. But now you're all dead. And there you go. You can spend ages just destroying all the chess pieces there. It's also a fun way to practice jump cancelling. It's a good place. Now, on Dante Must Die mode, you have to approach that somewhat differently. Let's take a look. The chessboard on Dante Must Die mode. A very tough fight. The thing that makes it so dangerous is that the devil trigger mechanics that they've introduced apply to the entire chessboard. What this means is that if we kill anything on this board, everything else will devil trigger, and thus take ages to kill. So basically our strategy is to kill nothing but the king. Otherwise the king will trigger and it will take forever to finish this fight. Which is not a good thing because everything here is very aggressive on Dante Must Die mode. And everything wants to kill us very badly. So we're just going to bide our time here. Wait for the king to wake up. Never trust those rook lasers. They'll start to the side of you, but then they'll conveniently move over you. Aha. Looks like he's awake. Let's not waste time. So we didn't get to kill the queen, so she is naturally flying around being an absolute pain. Really need to look out for the queen. She will come after you with a vengeance. Oh, I didn't even see her trail then. That was lucky. Do not underestimate the king's explosion move. It's got a really huge vertical reach. You have to jump back and away from it, not just over it. So yes, Quicksilver is highly recommended. And don't be afraid to break off your attack if you see the queen coming for you. For you. You can see they all devil triggered as soon as I killed the king. Now their trigger is also on a timer, so you have to kill the king quickly, otherwise he will trigger anyway. Ow. Funny thing about the queen in that fight is that her charge is actually a sort of a counter attack. While you're attacking other pieces, she will come after you with a vengeance. But then if you stop attacking, she'll just sort of float around for a bit, attack you every now and then, but that's all. It's a rather interesting mechanic. That's why she's after you so much when you're attacking the king. Another interesting thing there is that the rooks can actually summon in other chess pieces. They can do that on all difficulties as far as I know. That's why the chessboard suddenly becomes so filled with enemies after a while. Rather nasty. But anyway, there you go. And there you have it. Definitely a tough fight on Dante Must Die mode, but satisfying. Also discovered a fun little glitch here involving Sword Pierce. Sword Pierce actually scales with the enemy you throw it at. So chuck it on the chess piece and check it out. Silly bugs. Onwards. Now we can go finish the mission. Of course I'm kidding. You saw how long this video is, didn't you? Yes. Is that a giant foot? What the hell? And around the side of the foot, we have our final red orb crystal. Might as well not pass it up. So I ran right past those Fallen because Fallen are just annoying. I'll have to abandon the poor old crystal. It just shattered on its own. And on the other side, we've got a final secret mission. Yeah. However, this one requires Trickster, so I'll be right back. Okay, we're here with Trickster. Secret Mission 12, Final Ascension. Oh, is that the cube room? Oh, God. Welcome to the cube room version 2. The first one just wasn't enough. They had to put it in again. Trickster is your best shot at scaling this room. I'm not even sure if you can do it without Trickster. If you can, it's probably hard as hell. Ah, you thought I was falling then, didn't you? I tricked you. That was an accident, but still. Ah, yeah, I made that look easy, didn't I? But it is really quite annoying. I spent a long time practicing that. But it is our second last Blue Orb fragment, so I'm happy about that. Now back to the other game. And there we have it, final secret mission done. That feels good, doesn't it? Let's get away from these damn Fallen. Holy hell! What's this place? It's a bit of a labyrinth of crazy staircases. There's a green orb, but I sense I shouldn't grab it yet. Thankfully there's a statue, otherwise this would be much more painful than it is. And we have what appears to be a slab of stone with a picture on it. I can't quite make out this particular picture. So let's find out what it is ourselves. Surprise, surprise! It's our old buddy Cerberus, greeting us like the friends we are. Why are we fighting Cerberus again? What is he doing here? Well, the answer's pretty simple. It's our boss rush. Yeah, a classic boss rush. A Capcom favourite. So naturally they squeezed it into this game too. It's pretty crazy considering how many bosses this game has and how tough some of them are. So we've got grayscale walls and slowed down music. It's all to make it more surreal, I suppose. I don't mind the grayscale walls, but the music, I don't like it. Just having it slow down just really ruins it. It's not fun to listen to at all. Well, this time we get to use Agni and Rudra, and it's awesome against him, because, well, as you can imagine, it's a fire weapon, and he is ice. Mind-blowing stuff here. And Quicksilver is amazing, as you can see. You can pump enough damage into him quick enough to knock him over for a while, which is pretty rare to see on the high difficulties. But it's not too hard to pull off with Quicksilver. Now he's pissed, but he's only got 2 heads. Oh, how must that feel? So both Quicksilver and Agni and Rudra are fantastic against Cerberus. It's a real shame we had neither of them when we fought him for the first time. That might be one of the reasons why Cerberus is such a tough boss at first, because you just don't have the tools to fight him at all. I mean, a lot of other bosses in this game, you get a weapon that's awesome against them right before you fight them, like the mission before. But not Cerberus. Dear God, stop this. They really need to do something. They should have done something to his AI so that he can't spam that attack. But now he can't because his green head is dead. Quicksilver wasn't needed at that last moment, but I thought it looked cool. Didn't you? I thought it did. Fun. So we're rewarded with a bunch of red orbs, and we get to take this portal back to the Lost Souls Nirvana. Huh. A blue light. Signifies that we've beaten Cerberus. The one who unites the light. I guess we have to fill in a bunch of lights. Let's explore this strange place. Plenty of stones around here, all representing different bosses. Pretty much every boss is here, except for all the Virgils and for Lady. I don't trust this. Whoa! Oh, God. I don't like that, I'm leaving. Well, let's return to the statue and swap our weapons for the next boss. So we're going to be doing them in the order that they appeared in the game. So that means that Gigapede is next. We're going to be using Doppelganger for the first time, just for a bit of extra damage. And of course we need Cerberus. Here we go. Gigapede again. So this room in particular looks really weird in grayscale, I think. I'm not pretty sure why, it's just there's something weird and eerie about it. There's purple spheres. Ooh, that was lucky. Now we go for the head and a doppelganger. That was fun. The reason I didn't use doppelganger right away is I didn't have enough trigger. So I used the first one to build up some trigger, and use the second pass to kill him. It's very satisfying killing him that quickly because that fight can drag on so much when it doesn't go right. But anyway, on we go. Now the yellow one is lit up. So this is our key to completing this section, this stone. Basically, we have to create a loop of light of some kind. As you can see, there's a whole bunch of different paths we could make, a whole bunch of different loops we could do. The easiest loop is those three center lights. The blue one, which is Cerberus, the green one, which is Agni and Rudra, and the white one, which is Beowulf. You could just fight those three bosses, and you will be able to finish the mission. However, you do get a little something extra if you do all the bosses. So next up is Agni and Rudra. For them we get to play with Royal Guard. You do need to ration these green orbs that are scattered around because they don't come back. And there is one hidden behind this staircase, funnily enough. It's very hard to see, but you can just see it if you squint. Agni and Rudra versus Royal Guard. This is a really fun strategy, because it's very powerful and very effective. In our first fight, we used a parrying strategy, which is okay, but to be completely honest, this strategy is easy to do and it's more powerful.
You scared?
I don't normally do that in this strategy, but I'm not going to argue with it. They did it all to themselves. So our strategy revolves around building up our Royal Guard rage, then unleashing it at the right time. Jesus Christ, guys! They're killing themselves for me. I love it. So that's the perfect time to unleash, because it'll hit them both, because they're nice and lined up. Didn't have a whole lot of rage built up then though. They're being very aggressive this time and not really charging their weapons, which doesn't give me much time alone with one of them. So you want to block the first stomp and then release against the second. If you release against the first, it will only hit one of them. That's not what you want. You want to take them down nice and evenly. Okay guys, this is beyond a joke. I should have changed my mind, it's pretty funny. Make sure you're targeting the second one.
Crazy?
That was almost unfair. They were incredibly stupid. That is actually my favourite fight in the game. It's just so much fun with Royal Guard. Next up, Heart of Leviathan. We're using Swordmaster, paired with Agni and Rudra and Nevan. Alright, before we go in, I need to introduce you to a special technique. A move known as Ultimate Tempest. Well, that's what people call it anyway. Tempest is a Swordmaster level 3 move for Agni and Rudra. Now, the interesting thing is you can glitch it. To activate it, you have to mash the Swordmaster button, because it's a crazy combo. However, as soon as it activates, if you start mashing the attack button instead, you'll stay up in the air for longer, and you'll do absurd damage towards the end. People refer to it as Ultimate Tempest. I'm not sure what causes that, it seems like a bug to me, but it is awesomely powerful in this fight. So this strategy revolves all around Ultimate Tempest. Of course, the faster you mash the button, the more damage you will do with Ultimate Tempest. I didn't mash it too fast there, so I didn't do as much as I was hoping, but that's okay. We get to attack the core, and that's what's important. Oops, don't want to waste that trigger. That's a much better Tempest, look at that. Oh, lasers. And we can float beautifully with Swordmaster. As you can see, Nevan's slash does a lot of damage. Certainly worth using. Saving up a trigger explosion for these bastards. Whoa! Lasers again. Once you start killing off enemies, it will often go into lasers over and over. Because as it kills enemies, it gets more red orbs, and then it wants to do more lasers. That's just the way it works. It's pretty funny, actually. And that's the end of the lasers for now, I think. Jeez, that is awesome. Nothing quite like doing that to make you feel good. Phew, that was fun. So the floating part of that strategy is really easy. You just mash Swordmaster over and over. And switch weapons back and forth. Make sure you switch weapons before you finish the Agni and Rudra air combo. Or you do that, and you'll land on lasers. Oh, it wouldn't let me collect it. How rude. The hardest part of that strategy is doing the ultimate Tempest. It requires a fair bit of button mashing. You gotta be a bit quick. But with practice, you can do it pretty nicely. It's a very powerful strategy. That fight can also be ended absurdly quick with Royal Guard. I prefer the Ultimate Tempest strategy myself, though. Next, we're going to take a break from the rush of bosses. We're using Doppelganger, just to play around with it a bit more, and Rebellion and Nevan. And here it is. Which boss could this one be? Why don't we find out? And we're fighting Prides in mission 2. What? Yeah, I really don't know why this is here. It's just so unnecessary and silly. It's like they just had to make the mission a little bit longer. So, using Nevan just for fun. There's not a whole lot of opportunity to use Nevan in this mission. It's not very good against most bosses. Oh, hello. Oh, Vanguard. Doppelganger time. There's still quite a few lusts alive, actually. Finish this guy. There you go, hit there. What do you think you're doing? Your Vanguards will sometimes just sit there while you fight other enemies. They will eventually decide to attack you. Depends a lot on the difficulty too, of course. One fun thing to do with Doppelganger is to activate it and then switch weapons. So it's like you're using both weapons at once. But that can get pretty damn tricky when you've got Nevan as one of your weapons. Oh, this is just begging for it. Woohoo, wasn't that fun? Now our second Hell Vanguard. This guy's more of a pain. Because enemies will keep spawning throughout this fight with him. But you can't just kill all the enemies and then focus on him. Because that takes forever. Trust me, I tried it. What are you doing up there? I'm not up there. I like making sure that all the slots are dead because they're really good at teleporting up and things surprising you. These guys aren't too bad, it's just the slots that are... Ha! Got you while you're in a portal thing. And there's a slot. I think he was the first one actually. Not many enemies left. Nevan is best used against groups. But oh well. Keep them bunched up. And so they go opposite directions, naturally. So we use both weapons at once. Doppelganger is pretty damn hard to master. Not sure if it's even really useful for anything, except for really flashy combos.
You scared?
Well, that was pretty simple. That second hill Vanguard can stuff you up a bit, but overall it's not too bad. And there we go, that's a path completed. As you can see, it's like a loop of light. So we could finish the mission right now if we want to by walking through that gateway. But we have more bosses to kill. That particular fight just feels really odd in this mission. I'm surprised they didn't replace it with Jester or something for the special edition, seeing as Jester isn't in this boss lineup either. Going back to the rush of bosses, we're taking on Nevan with the Swords Master and Rebellion plus Beowulf. In this Nevan, we're using a very powerful looping strategy. The idea is to keep her stuck in this attack loop, so that she can't get away and do more annoying attacks. And also so that we can do tons of damage to her, over and over again. On this side of the room, we do a real impact. It sort of catches for some reason in the air above her and hits her over and over, breaking through her shield. On this side of the room, we use a straight plus a Devil Trigger explosion. When she starts phase 2, she actually escapes from this loop, but you can catch her right back in there, like this. And now it's back to the loop. The keys to this are two things. Firstly, you have to get up close to her really quickly. Otherwise she won't do the spinning attack, and you need her to do that. The other key is being able to break through her shield over and over. Beowulf is awesome at this, thankfully. I'd be wondering where we're getting all this trigger from. Well, those real impacts give us craploads of trigger for some reason. It might be a glitch as to why real impact breaks through her shield like that, where it doesn't on this side of the room. Whatever it is, it's useful. So you may notice I'm backing off nice and quickly to make sure I can reach the other side of the room quick enough. I've delayed a little bit too long there. But as long as you get back in melee range with her quickly, she's done for. Almost too easy. It's actually not as hard to do as it looks. The trickiest part is just making sure that you sting her and straight over and over to get close to her. Especially at the very start, you have to get in close or you won't have time to real impact. The other tricky part is when she starts phase 2, she can escape you. But as soon as you break her shield and start hurting her again, you can catch her in your loop again. Fun times. Very fun. I'm very fond of that strategy. Next we're taking on Beowulf with Trickster, Agni and Rudra and Rebellion. And the rocket launcher. Ah, Beowulf. Still one of my favourite bosses in the game. Just such an interesting fight. You apply a lot of different strategies to him too. So I don't have a whole lot new to show here. So I'm using Trickster. Just to play around with different fighting styles. Since we don't have Swordmaster, we have to do this in the risky way. Yeah, we could just dodge him, but wow, that's boring. To knock him back at him. That's where the fun lies. You have to have your range just right, or it'll land on your head. Or you'll miss it and then he'll knock it at you. And it'll hit your face. Which is never fun. Woo! Just missed me. And he's going into phase 3 already. Haha, we already had one there waiting for us. Best to get rid of those if you see him lying around, or he can knock them at you. It's just like a charge or a punch or something. Makes him even more dangerous than he already is. So when he does this whole cage throwing thing, it signals a phase change. And now he's in phase 3. Except now he's dead. Ah. Ah, still a fun fight. Yeah. And on we go. Royal Guard is also really cool if you can figure out how to use it there. It takes a lot of practice, but it can really tear them apart. Moving on to Geryon. Using Swordsmaster, Rebellion, and Beowulf. Geryon round 2. This fight is actually recorded on Dante Must Die mode. The reason for this is that the strategy I'm going to use doesn't actually work on very hard mode. I have no idea why. It works on hard mode and on Dante Must Die mode. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. Why should it work on Dante Must Die mode but not very hard mode? Oh well. So I had the choice of doing this on hard mode or on Dante Must Die mode. I chose Dante Must Die mode because people wanted to see some Dante Must Die mode fights in the thread. That one little sphere that chases us around. As long as you mash the shoot button, you will avoid that. Don't want it to hit us, or it'll catch us in Quicksilver and screw it up our plan. And a really fun slow motion dodge. Yep, it's another loop. It's much harder to do than the Nevan loop though, in my opinion. Because you have to dual impact in just the right spot, or you won't actually impact him. You also have to stand and jump in the right spot here, or you will get hit. And you have to jump at the right time too. all this stuff to perfect. Now the reason this doesn't work on very hard mode is because every so often he'll do the whole slow motion teleport thing instead of the slow motion thrash about. So instead of doing this, he will disappear completely and you won't be able to really impact him. No idea why. Shouldn't his AI be harder to tamper with on Dante Must Die mode? But anyway. When you're trying to perfect this strategy, you really notice just how screwed up some of his hitboxes are. Oh, he nearly escaped from me. I'm going to kill you now. Take that. And there you go. Dante Must Die mode. Yeah, he had tons of health. That strategy, yeah, I probably made it look good, but it takes a lot of practice to get right. It's very easy to stuff up, unlike the Nevan one. So just keep that in mind if you think it's awesome. It's not quite that good. But anyway, onwards. A funny thing about that fight is that if you use Quicksilver against him, you can cancel out his Quicksilver with your Quicksilver. When you get caught in his Quicksilver, you can activate your own to instantly cancel it out. And our final fight is against the Doppelganger, who's all the way over in this corner. Now, we just fought this guy last mission, and I have absolutely nothing new to show you regarding him, unfortunately. This fight will go exactly the same as it did before. So, let's skip it. And there we have it. A reward for doing all of the bosses is the final blow up fragment in the game. Bit of a weak reward, I reckon, but it is nice having max health. Anyway, let's finish this mission finally. Well, damn. While we were wasting all that time, look what happened. Well, we are now fully maxed out. We have all health, all trigger, all weapons, all styles, everything. I'm quite pleased with that. So we have 2 missions left to go in the game. Thank you for watching this very long video. I put a lot of effort into it. And I'm actually going to make some bonus videos soon of various different things, so look out for those too. And I'll see you next time.